team, Catherine Beauchemin-Pinard, one of two Canadian women to bring home medals from Tokyo. Joe Tilley's Great Canadian Sports Show coming up. Our special guest this week, very pleased to have her on the program. She hails from Montreal. She started doing judo at the age of 9. She was a silver medalist at the 2013 World Junior Championships. And she won a bronze medal the following year at the World Juniors. She has 6 medals won at the Pan Am Championships, including a pair of gold. She was a 3-time Grand Slam champion. She won a silver medal at the 2015 Pan Am Games, and she won a bronze medal at the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us, Catherine Beauchemin-Pinard, or as her peers know her better as Cat BP. Catherine, welcome to the show. Good to have you here.
Hi, well, thanks.
So let's start right at the beginning. 9 years old. What prompted you to get into judo? What made you decide that this is the sport that I want to pursue?
Yeah, I was training at the Sporty Radar when I was young, and my parents really want me to like do a sport, so I tried a few sport, soccer, the usual sport you do when you're young, and I did it, and I was just like picking up flour on the ground, so not really playing soccer, and yeah, so I tried a few sport, and I think I read a story about Nicola Gill that is two-time medalist at the games, and he said that he have the passion for judo and he really fell in love with it. So I just tell my parents that I want to fall in love with judo, and I did, and it was very nice.
Nicholas Gill, very successful, somebody to
Yeah.
follow in his footsteps. Do you know Nicholas well?
Yes, yes. In judo, I think it's a small world, so we know each one very well, and yeah, we can like talk with like Olympic medalists really fast when you're young. So it's really nice to have this contact in a sport.
Right, and there's no time for picking flowers in the grass and when you're doing judo. There's not much
No,
time
no.
for
If
anything,
you
right?
do, you
Except
get
for
smashed.
acting. Yeah. So, how has the sport affected your life outside of judo? Like, how have you been? How has it affected your life, sport?
I think the value of the sport is really nice to have, like respect, control. So that for young age, it was nice to learn. And after that, just like getting in shape, being healthy, and learning through the process, going to Olympic, you learn a lot of stuff that is is useful for the life too. So like setting objective and like reaching your goal and stuff like that. I can do that outside of my life in judo. So it's very nice to learn and apply.
Now, you showed promise as a judoka at a very young age. And you are the only Canadian to ever win 2 medals at the World Junior Championships, separate junior championships, silver in 2013, bronze in 2014. Now, at that time as a junior, did you kind of believe that an Olympic medal was kind of just a matter of time?
Yeah, when I started to do like medal in world junior championship, I was like, oh, I start to being good. You're like you never know. You try like doing the competition international and international, and my first competition I didn't win. I lost, and it's with time that I get better, and like I finally did like my good result. And yeah, after that I was like, well, I'm good in junior, so I guess I got to keep working. I will be going good in senior, and like go to the game. So yeah, and I was already doing senior competition at that time that I was doing like this result.
Doing the juniors?
So yeah, so it was yeah, I was seeing coming, but yeah, I will after I just need to do it. It's another stuff.
Right. You started your competitive career at 57 kilos. You had some success at that weight. Matter of fact, we have a match from a few years back. This is your video from your first Grand Slam win. This is at 57 kilos. Um, and great success at 57 kilos. What prompted you to move up? Was it just the fact that you were growing and you know the weight was something you could no longer get down to?
Yeah, sure. You know, after the game, I did Rio in 2016 too, and after that game, I took some weight on and came back like 68 kilo from my vacation. So I was like, yeah, 11 kilo to lose is a lot. So I did it. I was really I really want to stay 57, but because it was like my comfort zone, and I knew the girl, and I knew I was successful. So in my mind, I was like, I will be successful if I stay in this category. But at one point, it was just like awful, cutting the weight each time, and like my life was like getting impact. I was not happy anymore in judo. So yeah, I developed some like doing so much restriction after you like eat so much, like binging. So I developed that kind of relation with food that was not great. And finally, I saw a nutritionist and I saw a psychologist specialist in nutrition. And one day I just tell her, "Can I be happy and be 57 kilo?" And she just said no. And I was like, "Okay." And we just did the pro and the con of like being 57 and moving up. And the only thing that was I didn't want to move up because I was scared of changing. It was a lot of like unknown, and finally I think it's not good to stay in your comfort zone, and I learned that through that process of moving up, that it's important like to change through your career. Your body change, your life will change, and you learn through that and you grow. So I think it was a step I need to learn to like go to the Olympic again and win my medal.
You know what? You made the right choice. I have to say that. No question about
Yes.
that. Uh, But yeah, I mean, there's a fine line there between being as light as you can and therefore being stronger, generally speaking, than your
Yeah.
competitors. You know, as a boxer, I knew that was like I fought 147 pounds, and that was felt I felt like the right weight for me. And you know, walking around at 155 or whatever, but you know, getting down to 147 for competitions, and I felt strong at that. But if I had to get down to 140, you know, or
Yeah.
142, that would have been like a tough thing, and that would sap the strength. And as you said, it affects your quality of life. You're not going to be happy, and
Yes.
you know you got to find that happy medium. And clearly, you did that. You won 7 Grand Slam medals. That's impressive. Um, Now the pandemic came along, and this was. Uh, I know it affected the Canadian team. You know, we've had Shoddy on here, and we've had you know Canada's coach and a few other people with relating to judo, and they talked about the fact that other countries had sort of a, you know, the benefit of being able to train, whereas the Canadian judokas did not. And how were you affected by the pandemic?
Uh, I think a part was good in the way that we have a break. We like used to like train with a lot of injuries sometime and push through. So that part, I think I was trying to see like the positive way of the pandemic, because if not, I will be like really depressed. So I was really like
Yes.
trying to like find like way to like feel good during that time. I was like, at least I have a break. I can like heal some like old injury, and like so I was trying to focus on that, and I was like, okay, I have like one more year to like get better because the Olympic is postponed, so I can work on my technical stuff. And so I was trying to focus on a lot of like on the positive aspect of like the pandemic. So, and yeah, it's sure like don't to not train as a team together was hard. To like stay motivated was hard. I find a new sport. I start like doing cycling so I really like it, and like it was a good way to stay in shape. And yeah, so I try my best to stay in shape during that time. It was hard to see like other country like keep going, but I think some country like can get bored in the way like they never stop, so like they never have the time to rest. So I think it was kind of good time thing have we rest here. But yeah, things like
Well,
that.
you know, the thing about cycling is good. It's a way to socially distance yourself and keep in shape, and
Yeah.
yet you're outside, which is, you know, clears the head, which is I'm sure was great. Now it took a while, but you guys finally did get to have training camp before the games, and you went out to the to Montreal for close to home, where they held the judo competition in 1976. Tell us about that camp. Was it a good camp?
Yeah, we did like a bubble to like going to Olympic. So yeah, it was very good. I was very happy because during a while, during when we could come back training, we're training just in bubble of like 4 or 5%. So this was very hard because yeah, we're an individual sport, but we really need a lot of partner to like have different range of style of judo to like fight them. And if you just fight the same over and over, you just get
Yeah.
used to that style of judo and you know them so much that you don't react uh, the proper way anymore because you just know their technique so much. So I think it was like really we need to like find new way to train and to get that interested. And yeah, and after when we did like the training camp just before the game, it was really great because we have like so much partner compared to before in bubble of 4 or 5. And yeah, going to the game to injure my ankle 2 months before. So my plan changed a little bit getting ready for the game. But yeah, like I think 3 weeks before I get to the games, I could like fight 100%, but not before. So it was a little bit scary, like going to the games, like knowing like my ankle is not like great. But finally, it was good when I completed the day of my competition. My ankle was really good and strong, so this was nice. But plan change through like training sometime, so you need to adapt.
Well, the training camp must have been pretty good, and that's the great. The timing worked out that your ankle was better by the time the competition began, because that would have been.
Yeah,
But it seemed things worked out okay because obviously it was the greatest uh, effort ever by a Canadian judo team at the games. You had two fifth place finishes by the men, and of course the two bronze medals on the women's side. Um, Now, so a day after Jessica wins her bronze medal, you go out there and you win your bronze medal. Was that an inspiration for you when Jessica, made her way to the podium?
yeah, sure. Like it impacted me. I knew I could do it. But after when I saw Jessica do it, I, when you're like around people that is good and perform well, you have tendency to perform well as too. So I think it helped me to like just, oh, she did it, so I can too. Why not? So yeah, it sure like it helped me to like boost myself. Like I was saying her fight and like get stressed for her. So like it was like a good stress for my day of competition to like getting ready for it. So yeah, no, I think her doing like a, a good competition like that before my day of I compete, yeah, it was nice.
So she was at 57 kilos. If you had stayed at 57 kilos, and and then she beat, was it Christy or Krista?
Krista,
Krista,
Krista
and
Deguchi, yeah,
right, and Jessica had never beaten Krista before. Then she won the world championship to qualify for the
yeah,
Olympics in Tokyo. So that was quite an amazing situation. And the year at 63, she's at 57, and you both get in there. You both win bronze medals. I mean, it's the first time Canada has ever won two medals in one Olympic
yeah.
Games in judo. How did that feel?
Really nice. After that, I was like, we made a little bit of history with that. I really hope that other people will like, make history again and do like more than two Olympic medal in the same game. But yeah, like it feels just amazing that for like all my life while I was doing judo, my dream was to reach the Olympic podium, and I did with someone else just beside myself. So yeah, the feeling is so hard to describe. You feel like I don't know, so hard, but it's nice.
I understand. It's indescribable unless you're actually there.
Yeah,
You got to feel it. But I want to talk about that moment when you won the bronze medal. Was Ari against Barrios from Venezuela. Look at that look on your face. I mean, I think that says it all when you're trying to describe how you felt when you won it. I think that sort of tells us how you felt. Look at that.
yeah.
I mean, that's years, right? Tell us what's going through your mind right there.
So like the fight was really long. It got to golden score, like overtime. and it was around like I don't know 6 minutes of fight, and I was getting tired, but I knew she was getting more tired than me. So during the fight, I was like, just keep pushing. And I think is that the small moment like you don't give up that matter. And when the fight is so long, I we know each other so well because I think we fight like almost 6 times. I don't know. And the last time I fight her, I won. So I knew I could do it. And at that time of the fight, it was just a mental game. Who will give up first, and who will do a bad attack? And yeah, she did first, and I didn't give up. And when I turned her on her back, was just like amazing. I knew it before the referee say like I win. You know, I started back touching the ground. I like it sure is a point. So I just like you like start celebrating like over her. Like she didn't like get up yet. And like I'm just so happy. And the same point is like a mixing of like happiness and like stress relief because all the fight you're so focused of what you need to do, and now you're like oh it's done. I feel like I did it.
Wow.
And because all the day you're going for that, you're going for like the podium and to win the competition. So, and yeah, at the end of the day, I'm just, oh, it's done. And after that, it's like, to my mind, like, oh, I can show that to my mom and my father. Look what I did, like the work I put on and everything. And, they see like everything I've done and everything I passed through. So they like kind of live the feeling with me. And yeah, that was very nice.
Well, it's the goal of every Olympic athlete to win a medal. It's the goal of every athlete to get to that point where you can put yourself in that position. And as you mentioned, you get to that point where you got to dig down deep. It's like, she's tired. I know I'm tired. I'm feeling tired, but I can do
Yeah.
this, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And it's all up in the preparation, isn't it? It's all in the preparation.
Yeah, like getting ready to the fight and like all of the time I say the 80% of the work is before competition almost. Like, training and getting ready mentally and like resting and like be sure we're in shape the day of the competition. After that, the day of competition is just like a mental game, like I said, a lot of mental game
Right.
and just do it what the best you can do. So
You get yourself ready. You know you can do it. That preparation, and success is when preparation meets opportunity, right? And you're prepared.
yeah.
You're there. You can do it. You had the confidence in knowing you'd beaten her before, and it just all came together. It was such a glorious moment, and like I said, it says it all in your face on that picture. Tell me, was it special? I mean, you won this medal in Tokyo, which in Japan, which is the birthplace of judo. Did that have any significance to it?
Yeah, sure, it's nice. I think because the public was not there and everything, we see it less. But yeah, being Japan is a country I really love. We go there like each year to train because it's a really good place to train because people is really good over there. And yeah, winning there I think was just really nice and like um yeah, and was like a good opportunity to say like, yeah, during the time the Olympic Games was in Japan, I did like get a medal there for judo, the country that is very good in judo, and that's where judo is come from. So no, I think it's a cool thing to say.
Right, for sure. Absolutely. That's what I was thinking too. And like, and the Canadian team wasn't done, as it turns out. Priscilla Gagne then won a silver medal
Yeah,
in the Paralympics. How cool was that to come back home and watch Priscilla get her medal?
yeah, it was really nice. It's sure like I come back home and I was shutty from home because we couldn't stay like that long. And after I watched Priscilla a few weeks after, and yeah, it was just nice to see like oh we got another medal like this girl that I know very well. She trained with us too, and I fight her sometime. And I knew like she had a really good result before, and she had a chance to do a medal over there. So, but after that, it's the matter of like doing it. It's hard. You, you know you can do it, but after you need to do it. So it was very nice that she did it, and like I think she was very happy with it too.
It was a very successful games for Canada all around, and you talked about the fact that in most cases, Canadian athletes were disadvantaged because we weren't able to, be in close proximity to each other in training until the last little while, and then
Yeah.
but Canadian athletes did so well, and particularly the women. Any idea why the Canadian women in particular kick ass at the Olympic stage?
It's I don't know. It's hard to say. I know, Marie-Hélène Chisholm did fifth, uh, at Beijing, I think. But I'm not sure. But she did fifth at the game, and she shared her knowledge when I was young, and after being inspired to by her and Nicolas Gill and Antoine Valofortier, I think it was a time, and we had a really good team to like did do that, and we really try to like grow judo for girls because it's not a sport like that girls go first, uh, but I think it's a good sport for girls to know how to defend ourselves. And yeah, I don't really know why, but I know we get better, and I think we have a really good program in Montreal, in Canada, because the center is in national center is in Montreal. A really good program to like build, I think, good athlete like us. And yeah, I think I, that guys did good too. They did fifth to fifth, so just need like to win one more match to get their bronze. But it's
Hmm.
hard to know why. I think maybe with like time we'll see uh what we did to get there and the difference between. But for now, I feel it's hard to tell.
Right, and you look at Shoddy, he's so young still. I mean, he's good. He's just kind of coming into his own, and he's beaten
Yeah.
some really good guys on the way. So he's got to be really really close. Now, so you left Tokyo, and you've come back, and you've already had a couple of competitions since that time, and you got two Grand Slam medals this year, including a gold at the Tbilisi Grand Prix in Tbilisi, Georgia. And let's talk about that event because we have highlights from all five rounds. Uh,
Yes.
you know, this is round two. This is pretty easy. Then round three, you're facing an Israeli opponent. What happened there?
Yes. Yeah, it was like when the fight started, and I just crossed her, throw her, and like put her on the ground. It was really nice to do. It's a clean win. And her, the last time I fought her, I lost. So it was really nice to like come back and like win with this fight.
Right, Sofia Osbus of Hungary. Now the
Yeah.
semifinals, Davidova, Russia. Oh, that's over.
Yeah. I did an
Yeah,
armbar,
that's
so
over.
you saw she tap on the
Right,
ground,
armbar.
and
Uh-huh.
yes,
UFC fans will know that
and
one. So yeah, the now the final. It's Yang of China.
yes, was really
What's
nice.
happening
A
here?
good throw. I did like we call drop kataguma. So and I did it for like having an ippon, so it's the biggest point you can have in judo. And when you have that, you like win automatically the match. So yeah, it was really a great final, like with my favorite throw. So it's nice.
Well, it seems to me that you're only 27. I mean, you seem to be
Yes.
improving in the sport still, though. Is it? Would you say that's the case?
I we'll see when I will do my next competition in February, but I still don't know if I keep going really far. I think I will stay. I will do 1 year at a time. And yeah, sure, it got in my mind when I win my medal at the game. I was like, oh, I still can do like another game. And like now I did third. Imagine in, I put work for 3 years and maybe I can do better. So I'm like really excited for it, but I don't know yet if I will go through the next game.
Well, fortunately, because of the pandemic, it's only 3 years away, so you don't have to wait quite so
Yeah,
long. And you've got a competition coming up in February in Paris, which will be the site of the 2024 games.
yeah.
Will that sort of maybe give you the bug to stick around?
Yeah, it's sure like we have a competition each year in Paris too. So I could say like Paris and Japan, they are really two strong country, and they have like each year two competition. And when we go there, each time it's amazing. The crowd over there, like the place, and like the people. It's really nice to compete in Paris just for like the Grand Slam in judo. So I can imagine if it will be for the game. So yeah, we'll see.
Is it the hardest part of this? Making that decision is staying motivated uh, to
Yeah, I
to
think
put in the work.
Yeah, I think it's that I'm not sure I still want to do it. I did Suzy through like all my Olympic cycle, so I have an opportunity to like maybe start working as accounting. So yeah, I have that. So I'm like maybe I want to try that, but I still don't know if I want to like go judo because the emotion you pass through in judo, like when you're competing, and all sport when you do like when you're an athlete, like when you win, like that's like an emotion, or when you lost. And I think when you lost, it make your win take be more like more nicer in the way, like it's not everyone that can win. So when you do, it's really nice, and like the emotion is great. So it's a bit like an addictive, and
Right, I
so
got
I
that.
don't know if I'm ready to leave that behind me yet. So and
So,
sometime, yeah.
well, I was just going to ask you. So you're now an accountant, and you go to work for an accounting. Have you got a job with an accounting firm? Did you say or?
No, I'm not yet accounting. I still have a little bit school to do, but I can start my internship as an accounting.
Right.
So and after I have the exam and everything to pass, but yeah, I can start working in as a accountant. And I didn't look for it, but I have a lot of people like telling me, "Oh, I can plug you there. I can plug you there." So it's nice. I have a few options in front of me. Um,
Right. Well, I mean, I may be a little bit selfish on my part as a Canadian, but I'd like you to go to that accounting firm that says, you know what, Kat, why don't you just take time here to continue to work on your judo for the next Olympics? We'll give you a part-time gig here at the firm. You can sort of work on that, and so
yeah, it
I'm
will be
looking
nice.
helping you helping your employment search here with
Yeah,
finding that
yeah.
company that's going to do that. So if you're the accounting firm in Montreal that's looking for a top-notch accountant that
Yeah.
uh,
Living
is going
alone,
to give you,
going
yeah,
competition.
but and it doesn't hurt to say, yeah, Cash, she works for us. Yeah, she won another Olympic medal. Yeah, and that's a couple for her, so it's pretty good. So
Yeah. Yeah, it could be nice.
that's good for company PR, believe me. Okay, so we looked at your Instagram account, of course, and we found out that you're a self-proclaimed foodie. Do you like to
Yeah.
eat? Do you like to cook, or is it both?
Because doing like a lot of diet at that time, I was like cooking a lot, and I always try to find like nice way to cook healthy food, or like trying to like make mac and cheese more healthy, but still tasting good. So yeah, I really like doing that during pandemic and before, and I think just share my knowledge about like nutrition because it's very important on your in weight category sport, and it's very important in general in sport to perform well. It's a part like of your body. You really need to like to feeling well for the competition. You need to eat well in general. So I think it's really important for the sport too.
Right, and let's talk about eating well. What for somebody who's an elite athlete, what does eating well look like? What is it in particular that you're looking for in your food?
So it's sure like carbs and protein. It's very important because carbs is a like the first energy your body needs when we train, and like why we drink like I don't know Gatorade or like drink sport drink. It's because you can have fast carbs during the training when you like feel a bit like low energy, and it will like fuel you to like keep going with the training. So that is I always that on the during my training because like if I don't feel good during training and I feel my energy is low, I can take that and like okay, I will finish my training and strong. And yeah, and pasta, potato, and like stuff like that, cooking with like some veggie to have like some vitamins and like uh, yeah, good stuff from the veggie. It's very important too. So you really have like a balanced plate with carbs, veggie, and like protein. Like I think that is the perfect meal for an athlete. And you need good fat too, avocado, olive oil, because some vitamin from the veggie cannot be absorbed by your body without fat. So you need good oil too. So it's a mix of everything, but like in good portion. So yeah,
Right.
nutrition for sport.
So I'm not an elite athlete, but so I got to watch my carbs because they cut. I actually I've been more sort of more protein, more carnivore oriented last
Yeah,
while. I've actually lost quite a bit of weight cutting down the carbs, but I can see how you also need electrolytes. You need your replenish your energy, and carbs are effective for you as an athlete and getting yourself ready
yes.
for competition. But okay, so I want to ask you this: what's your the coolest moment in your life so far? It could be anything. It could be that bronze medal. But what would you say was the defining moment or the
Uh,
coolest moment for you?
sure, like I can say my bronze medal at the Olympic was like amazing. I have another moment, like another medal like that I win was really nice, and it was for my father that he was at the hospital during I was doing a competition. So, and I remember him telling me before the competition when he was at the hospital on camera because I was not there, telling me like, "Oh, I'll come back with a medal, my champion." And it was like a grand slam, and my objective was to get on the podium, and they really knew that, and it was during the selection for Tokyo 2020. So it was really important for me to perform there. So my father really wanted me to perform too, and in my mind I was telling myself, if I cannot be with him in hospital, at least I can like bring him home a medal uh, to encourage him to get better. So, and I did, and it was really amazing. I remember like in my bronze medal match doing the fight, and winning the fight, and like when I won the fight on the ground, I started crying like a baby. I couldn't stop crying because I'm like, oh my god, it's done. I can come back home and like just give it to my father and telling, I did it. And yeah, and after that, like going to the games and winning the bronze medal again in the games for my father was like something amazing too. I just me going to the game for him was a big achievement, and getting a medal to the game was like incredible. So yeah, this two competition like it's really nice, and it's related a lot with my father being sick at that time.
So he's feeling better now?
Yeah, it's getting he is better. He is stable. He had like I don't know AVC at that time, and like he have some issue coming back from it. But yeah, he is stable now, so it's nice.
Well, we're happy to hear that he's stable now, and that's an awesome story because that inspiration is good, and I'm sure that yeah, he felt pretty good. That helped him a lot, and yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, helped him for sure. Okay, thank you, Catherine. Listen, you want to follow Catherine? You can go to see Beauchemin-Pinard on Instagram, her Facebook page, Catherine Beauchemin-Pinard. You can also go to CanFund number 150 to help support Catherine and others as they prepare to make us
Yeah,
all proud of the 24 games in Paris. Is that right? Did we get that right?
yeah. Yeah, Ken Fund is something I receive from them, and like they still support athlete, and like we'll see if I will get other bursary from them. But yeah, it's really nice to be with them.
Right, and listen, it's good to support these athletes. So take the opportunity to do that, folks who are watching this, and we can have more proud moments like the one we had with you, Kat, and of course Jessica, and all the other Olympians for 2020 in Tokyo, 2021, 2020, whatever.
Yes.
But it was the only Olympics that we're ever going to call it the double year Olympics, right?
Yeah, I like to call it 2020 plus one.
Yeah, 2020 plus one, right, right. And good luck whatever you decide to do. And we're hoping that you stick around for 2024, and we're hoping that you grab onto that accounting firm that's going to say, Cat, take all the time you need to train. You got a job here when
Yeah,
you need it, and we're here for you,
yeah.
right? So that's hopefully that's the thing. Congratulations once again on the Olympic bronze medal. You made us all proud, Kat, and we really appreciate you being on the show.
Good. Thank you. Thank you to receive me.
All right, thank you. All right, remember, we're all in it together. We got lots more sports coming up.
Thank
Hey, I'm Canadian rocker Tommy Gunn, and you got more Joe Tilley sports coming up.
Guests on Joe Tilley Sports receive a gift certificate from Classica Imports. Top of the line imported men's clothing. Check out the Classica Essential Collection now. Go to shopclassica.com. Excuse me. Yeah, let me introduce you to Steve. Having the round of his life, finally gonna pick up some skins, then he gets here, and now this. Try entering and exiting the bunker on the same low side, and then just a couple of swipes with this to clean things up, and everything will be hunky-dory. When I'm working out, I like to wear my Joe Tilley's Great Canadian Sports Show t-shirt. It makes me feel handsome and strong. If you want a t-shirt, support the show, click on the link below. Now, back to my workout. 1,761, 1,762, 1,763, 1,764. Addiction Rehab Toronto, Toronto's #1 alcohol and drug treatment center, saving lives, reuniting families. The only treatment center in the province to offer medical detox, treatment, sober living, and lifetime aftercare all in one place. Our unique and specialized programs are designed to equip our clients with the tools to successfully lead a life of dignity, respect, and purpose. Let us help save your life or your loved one's life. Call today for more information or to facilitate an intervention. 1-855-787-2424 or visit addictionrehabtoronto.ca. Joe Tilley Sports is brought to you by COSA, Central Ontario Standardbred Association, providing a united voice for harness horse people racing at Ontario tracks. Check out your benefits today at COSAonline.com and check out COSA TV on Facebook and YouTube for all the latest harness news and live action updates. Live racing year-round. Go to hpibet.com for all your wagering options. Become a member today, and your first bet is free. That's hpibet.com.
Okay, my COSA Swiss pick of the week. Last week I took Mock David in the 5th race at Mohawk. I also took a $1 exactor box 246. Cortez the Killer, the number 6 horse driven by Phil Hudon, led most of the way. Watch on the outside as Mock David roars toward the wire. Now Cortez the Killer hung on to win it, but Mock David paid $350 to place, and that 6-4 exactor returned $30. In other words, I'm up $25 on the week, getting back to respectability. This week, well, why would I not stick with a good thing? Once again, I have to go with Muck David in Monday night's 6th race at Mohawk. That final quarter of 27 flat was very impressive. And let's go with the 782 exacta box. My bankroll now at $102, up a few bucks from last week. For all the racing updates, visit COSA TV on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Go to hpibet.com for your wagering options. You know, I realize they don't have the Stanley Cup out in December, but what a lovely roll by the Maple Leafs. Just 2 losses in 16 games, 7 straight wins on the road, 12 total wins in November. That is a club record. And they're scoring from all corners. Solid defensive play and commitment from the forwards to get back and help out a solid decor. We also got an amazing 1-2 punch between the pipes. I tell you what, These are fun times. How can you not like what you see from the Maple Leafs? Like a lot of big league sports clubs, the Raptors have had trouble finding consistency in the early going this season as a team and as individuals. A 2-4 road trip shows us as much, but there are some reasons to be optimistic as they try to work through the kinks. Pascal Siakam seems to be on the verge of becoming his former self. Gary Trent Jr., he's shown some signs of brilliance. Fred VanVleet, one of the best guards in the game. The kids are awesome. Scotty Barnes can be a Rookie of the Year candidate. Delano Banton is all we could have hoped for. If they hang on around that 500 mark, well, they could scare some clubs come playoff time. By the way, Goran Dragic has left the club for personal reasons. The Jays are still looking for that frontline starter. In the meantime, they're shoring up the bullpen. Birds have grabbed free agent Yimi Garcia, 31-year-old right-handed reliever. It's a 2-year-old, $11 million deal with a club option. Garcia opened the 2021 season with the Marlins, posted a 3.47 ERA in 39 appearances before being dealt to Houston in July, where he struggled a bit with a 5.48 ERA in 23 appearances for the Astros. By the way, it looks like they lost Marcus Semien. He's going to sign with the Rangers. Well, this is the matchup, folks, in Southern Ontario we're hoping for. Got it. Hamilton Ticats will be at BMO Field in Toronto Sunday for the CFL's Eastern Final. Cats booked their ticket this past weekend by slugging their way past the Alouettes in the conference semi. Cats got the job done on defense, forcing 3 key turnovers in the second quarter. They scored 20 points in the quarter on their way to a 23-12 victory. It'll be Saskatchewan and Winnipeg in the West Final. The Riders slipped by the Stampeders 33-30 in an overtime classic. A reminder, we're going to the fights on Saturday, December 4th. United Promotions will host a 6-bout card at the CAA Center in Brampton. Some exciting young talent on this card, including unbeaten middleweight prospect Sadiq Sinbati, who faces a tough Mexican opponent, Josh Wagner, Dylan Rushton, Mark Smither, Jason Alexander, and Josh Fraser makes his pro debut. Logan Paul is getting ready to duke it out with Tommy Fury. You'd probably like to know who's going to win that fight. Am I right?
Tommy Fury against Jake Paul, two guys who, let's face it, haven't really accomplished much in the ring, but two guys that certainly know how to sell themselves. In the event, one will fall. Now, this fight is going to have massive numbers. It's bringing attention to the fight game, and I'm certainly going to watch. So, let's break this down. Fury has a 7-0 record, but look at the guys he fought. One guy was 2-0. The combined record of the other 6 guys, I'm not making this up, 12 wins, 175 losses, and 5 draws. The one thing Fury's opponents had in common, they had a pulse, allegedly, anyway. Now, Paul is 4-0, and every fighter he faced was making his pro debut, so you're not facing anybody who's been around the block, although Tyron Woodley can fight. At the same time, you could say that all of Jake's opponents were undefeated. Sounds better than 175-5. Also, Fury at best is facing guys who've been in the ring before. So now both these guys have some speed, they've got some power, and they've got a lot of confidence. Did you watch that face-to-face press conference? Whatever it was. Looked like they were in a dining room somewhere. Anyway, it was compelling television. And it told me something about Tommy. It told me both fighters are ready to bring it on. It told me that Tommy's brash, like his brother, but can he back it up? One thing I would like to see Jake do is keep that chin tucked in a little bit better. He has a tendency to lift it up and provide too much of a target. Tommy can't leave that left jab out there like his brother does. He has to pop it back quick and be in position to throw punches with either hand. Now, either way, both these guys have massive cojones, and they'll both be set for life after this fight. It's going to come down to who really wants this and who lands the big bomb first. So, who wins? Well, there's something about that gypsy blood and training around his world heavyweight champion brother that makes me think that Tommy Fury gets it done by knockout, let's say round 4. Sound good?
Gonna have to talk to my editor. Yes, sir. There she goes. Right down Jerry Howarth Lane. That's right. Our old pal Jerry Howarth, longtime radio voice of the Blue Jays, has had a street named after him near his home in Etobicoke. Jerry, who's been a guest on this show before, is about as nice and as humble a guy as you're ever going to meet. Congratulations, my friend. Well deserved. Got a chance to check out some OHL action in Oshawa last weekend. The Generals facing the Ottawa 67s, longtime rivals. This game needed overtime as the home side came from behind to win it 4-3. Well, the curtain came down on a legendary racing career this past weekend. The great Pink Lloyd, one of the greatest sprinters in Canadian history, took on 7 tough competitors in the $200,000 Kennedy Road Stakes in Woodbine. They covered 6 furlongs. Rafael Hernandez aboard Pink Lloyd, the 7-time Sovereign Award winner, former Horse of the Year, trained by Bob Tiller. Clayton had the lead as they turned and headed toward home. Let's pick up the call of the finish from track announcer Robert Geller.
Pink Lloyd is lying 5th just behind Tabit to win and is about 3 lengths off the lead. On the outside, Super Stonehenge. Red River Rebel is second last, and last is Lenny Kay. Leading the field in the Kennedy Road is Clayton by a length and a half. Richie's in the house. Tabit to win the inside from Smoke and Jay. Super Stonehenge has come up on the outside of Pink Lloyd, who started to come through, spearing up in the center and into the clear now. Pink Lloyd is coming around the outside as they corner. Clayton turns in front of Richie's in the house, and now taking a shot at them is the mighty Pink Lloyd down the outside. Pink Lloyd's within a length of the leader, and down the outside Super Stonehenge. Pink Lloyd coming. It's Clayton joined by Pink Lloyd on the outside. Pink Lloyd and Richie's in the house. Pink Lloyd's in front. Pink Lloyd, monumental again, has won his final race in glory. Second, Richie's in the house. Clayton is third.
Pink Lloyd's 29th win in 38 career starts, a record 26 stakes win, over $2.4 million earned for Entourage Stable. The 9-year-old son of Forrester will now be retired to the long-run program, and a great program that is.
This horse is unbelievable. We do too much for the fans, for Woodbine, trainers, owners. Everybody. It's a lot of people behind this horse. They work so hard, and I appreciate the owner, Mr. Bob. Thank you again to let me ride this unbelievable.
He's a legend. He proved today he was a legend. The good Lord looked after him. I didn't think he'd win today. It looked awful tough to me, and the only thing I liked is all the speed of the race, because I've been saying all along, and not too many people listen, and he loves to run ad horses. Yep. And I was just hoping Rafi would get room, and I said at the head of the lane, you know what? Here he comes. So we were blessed to win this race. It's a tremendous way to go out. He's been Woodbine's horse. He's been Canada's horse. And, the next time some horse win 26 stakes and 29 races at Woodbine, let me know about it.
No kidding. That was an amazing story. Beautiful. All right, so we close with a look at the folks who make this show possible. These are friends, trusted business associates, and all-around great people. I highly recommend them all. A reminder that this show is also now available on Spotify, iTunes, Breaker, Radio Public, Google Podcast, and Pocket Cast, as well as the Spanglish Network and Zingo TV. Also, like and subscribe to the show on YouTube. Thanks once again to Catherine Beauchemin-Pinard for being on the show. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week when Brian Burke drops by. We'll see you then. Joe Tilley's Great Canadian Sports Show is brought to you by
Brian Gribben Insurance Planning, helping you solidify your financial future.
At BGIP, what we do that's unique in the marketplace is we show people how to spend and enjoy their money in the early years of retirement without the fear of running out. Also, we're able to do this without you having to change financial advisors. Please look us up at bgip.ca today. Let's book a 30-minute phone call to see how we can bring value to you and your family in your planning.
Call Brian today for all your retirement needs. We did. 905-686-5678. Brought to you by MNP, a leading Canadian national accounting, tax, and business consulting firm. MNP proudly serves and responds to the needs of our clients in the private, public, and non-for-profit sectors. Through partner-led engagements, MNP provides a collaborative, cost-effective approach to doing business and personalized strategies to help people and organizations succeed across the country and around the world. With local offices in Oshawa, Toronto, Mississauga, Burlington, and more, our team is here to support you. Visit mnp.ca to learn more. I'm Joe Tilley, and I want to tell you about the painting pros. Patrick and his crew recently came into my home, and they painted the walls, they added some color. It's fantastic, and I can't be more satisfied with the work they did. That crew is tremendous. They were professional, they were courteous, they were respectful, and they did a fantastic job. Look at that. Look at that color. I just can't stress enough how satisfied we truly are with Patrick and his crew. For all your painting needs, go with the pros. You know, if I'm going to a public place or visiting a friend, I like to be safe and styling. That's why I put on my Joe Tilley's Great Canadian Sports Show mask.
Come on in.
If you want to support the show, pick up a mask, click on the link below.